Welcome back. Rare coin inside of the 1 cent USA 1994 coin may look like one of the most ordinary coins ever created in American history, something millions of people ignored every single day, tossed into jars, dropped between sofa cushions, left inside old wallets, or forgotten in dusty drawers for decades. But hidden behind this tiny copper-colored coin is a story that has fascinated collectors, treasure hunters, and coin experts around the world because some rare versions of this coin are now believed to be worth unbelievable amounts of money, with rumors and collector speculation pushing certain rare examples and ultra-rare mint conditions into values connected to millions of dollars, making people search through old coin collections hoping they might discover a hidden fortune sitting right in their hands. The 1994 1 cent coin was officially produced by the United States Mint during a time when billions of pennies were circulating across America. This coin carried the famous image of Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected presidents in American history, and by 1994 the Lincoln cent design had already become one of the longest-running coin designs ever used in the United States. The coin symbol associated with the American 1 cent coin is simply represented by the cent sign, and often linked with the dollar symbol, because 100 of these coins equal 1 United States dollar. Yet despite its tiny face value of only 1 cent, rare versions of this 1994 coin have sparked incredible excitement in the collector world because of minting errors, extremely high-grade conditions, unusual compositions, and rare production varieties that can transform a common coin into a legendary collectible worth astonishing amounts of money. The story of the Lincoln penny itself began back in 1909, when the United States decided to honor the 100th birthday anniversary of Abraham Lincoln. Before Lincoln appeared on the penny, American coins usually featured symbolic figures instead of real people, but Lincoln became the first real historical figure ever placed on a regular circulating United States coin. The designer behind this iconic image was Victor David Brenner, whose initials VB became famous among collectors because of controversy surrounding the original 1909 coin release. By the time the 1994 version was produced, the Lincoln cent had already survived world wars, economic depressions, changes in metal composition, and decades of American history, turning it into more than just a coin because it had become a symbol recognized across the entire world. Every time someone looked at the 1994 penny, they were looking at a continuation of over 80 years of coin history. The front side of the 1994 1 cent coin, known as the obverse, features the portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing toward the right side. Above Lincoln's head appears the national motto, "In God We Trust," while the word, "Liberty," is positioned to the left side of the portrait. On the right side, the year, 1994, is clearly visible, and below the date collectors often search carefully for tiny mint marks that reveal where the coin was produced. Coins with no mint mark were made in Philadelphia, while coins carrying a small D were struck in Denver. Some proof versions produced for collectors carried an S mint mark because they were minted in San Francisco. These tiny letters may appear insignificant to ordinary people, but to collectors, they can completely change the rarity and value of the coin. The reverse side of the 1994 penny continued the famous Lincoln Memorial design that had been used since 1959. This design showed the Lincoln Memorial Building in Washington, D.C., and if someone looked closely enough with magnification, they could actually see a tiny image of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial between the columns. Around the top edge of the reverse side appeared the words, "United States of America," while the phrase, "E pluribus unum," meaning, "out of many one," sat above the memorial. Along the bottom edge appeared the denomination, 1 cent. This design became one of the most recognized coin reverses in American history because billions upon billions of Lincoln Memorial pennies entered circulation over the decades. One fascinating detail about the 1994 penny is its metal composition and weight. By 1994, the United States Mint was producing pennies using a zinc core coated with copper. Earlier pennies from before 1982 had mostly been made from solid copper, but rising metal prices forced the government to change the composition in order to save money. The standard weight of the 1994 1-cent coin is approximately 2.5 grams. Collectors often use highly sensitive digital scales to test the weight of coins, because even tiny differences can indicate minting errors, wrong planchet strikes, or unusual varieties that could dramatically increase value. The diameter of the coin measures around 19.05 millimeters, and the edge is completely smooth rather than reeded. While these details may sound technical, they are extremely important in the coin collecting world because small variations can mean the difference between a common penny and a rare treasure worth thousands or even millions. When the 1994 penny was first released into circulation, nobody imagined that some examples would later become highly sought-after collectibles. Most people spent them immediately on candy, newspapers, or everyday purchases without giving them a second glance. Yet over time collectors began discovering interesting errors and rare conditions associated with certain 1994 pennies. Some coins showed doubled letters, where the design appeared slightly duplicated because of minting mistakes. Others displayed off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, or unusual color variations. Error coins have always fascinated collectors because they represent mistakes that escape the strict quality control systems of the United States Mint. Since billions of coins are produced, a few unusual errors occasionally slip into circulation, and these mistakes often become the most valuable examples. Among the most valuable coins in the world are those preserved in nearly perfect condition, and the same is true for the 1994 1-cent coin. Coin grading companies such as PCGS and NGC examine coins carefully under magnification and assign grades based on condition. The highest grades are extremely difficult to achieve because even tiny scratches, weak strikes, or small spots can reduce a coin's rating. A 1994 penny graded at the highest mint state levels can sell for far more than ordinary circulated examples, because collectors compete aggressively for top population coins. In the coin market, rarity combined with condition creates enormous value. Billions of ordinary 1994 pennies exist, but only a very small number survive in flawless gem condition. This is why collectors are willing to pay shocking amounts for perfect examples. The rumors surrounding the $99 million value connected to the 1994 penny have spread widely across the internet and social media, creating excitement among treasure hunters everywhere. While no ordinary 1994 penny has officially sold for such an amount in public auction records, stories about ultra-rare experimental coins, mint errors, or secret prototype versions continue to fuel speculation. In the coin collecting world, myths and legends often grow around certain coins because collectors dream about discovering the next hidden masterpiece. Some people believe rare transitional errors or unknown varieties may still be undiscovered inside old penny jars and collections. Whether or not a 1994 penny could truly reach a value near $99 million, the fascination itself has inspired millions of people to examine their coins more closely than ever before. One reason rare pennies can become so valuable is because of how emotionally connected people feel to them. Pennies are often the first coins children learn to recognize. Many people remember saving pennies in jars, piggy banks, or old containers during childhood. This emotional attachment creates a powerful connection between collectors and Lincoln cents. Unlike rare gold coins locked away in vaults, pennies feel personal and familiar. The idea that an ordinary coin sitting unnoticed in a pocket could secretly be worth a fortune creates an almost magical feeling that keeps collectors searching year after year. The production numbers for the 1994 penny were enormous. The Philadelphia Mint produced billions of coins, while the Denver Mint also struck billions more. Proof coins from San Francisco were created specifically for collectors using polished dies and specially prepared planchets that gave them mirror-like surfaces. Proof coins are different from ordinary circulation coins because they are made with extra care and detail. Collectors often store proof coins inside protective cases to preserve their beauty. Some rare proof error coins from 1994 have attracted significant attention because errors are not supposed to happen on specially prepared collector coins, making them much rarer than ordinary circulation mistakes. Coin roll hunters today still search through bank rolls looking for rare 1994 pennies. These collectors spend hours examining thousands of coins under bright lights and magnification, hoping to discover valuable errors or high-grade examples overlooked by others. The thrill of the hunt is one of the biggest reasons coin collecting remains popular worldwide. Every penny carries a possibility, however tiny, that it could turn out to be something extraordinary. Some collectors focus specifically on finding coins with dramatic errors, while others search for beautiful red-colored uncirculated examples with full original mint luster. The copper plating on newer pennies can develop different shades over time, and bright red specimens are usually worth more than dull brown circulated coins. Another important factor affecting the value of the 1994 penny is scarcity in top condition. Even though billions were minted, most entered circulation immediately and suffered wear from everyday use. Coins constantly rubbing against each other, dropping onto hard surfaces, or passing through machines develop scratches and damage over time. Finding a 1994 penny today that still looks almost exactly as it did when leaving the mint can be surprisingly difficult. Collectors pay premiums for coins with strong eye appeal, sharp details, and clean surfaces because these qualities become increasingly rare as decades pass. The world of rare coin collecting is filled with dramatic stories of unexpected discoveries. People have found valuable pennies inside inherited collections, old coffee cans, estate sales, forgotten piggy banks, and even buried containers hidden for decades. Some collectors dream that a rare 1994 era penny might still remain undiscovered somewhere, waiting to shock the world with an incredible auction result. Stories like these continue inspiring millions of people to check their spare change carefully, because history has proven that extraordinary treasures can sometimes hide in the most ordinary places imaginable. As collectors continued studying the 1994 1-cent coin over the years, many began focusing on tiny details invisible to ordinary people, because in the world of coin collecting even the smallest imperfection or unusual feature can completely transform a coin's destiny. A normal circulated 1994 penny might only be worth a single cent, but a rare mint error, a perfectly preserved specimen, or a coin with an unusual striking characteristic could suddenly jump in value to hundreds, thousands, or in extraordinary speculation, even millions of dollars. This dramatic difference in value is what makes coin collecting so exciting and unpredictable. Every coin tells a story, and sometimes the rarest stories are hidden inside mistakes created during the minting process itself. The United States Mint operates with massive industrial machinery designed to produce coins at incredible speed. During 1994, billions of pennies rolled through powerful presses every year. Giant metal sheets were cut into blank discs known as planchets, which were then fed into coin presses where designs were stamped onto both sides using hardened steel dies under immense pressure. Even though the mint maintained strict quality control, mistakes occasionally slipped through. A tiny misalignment, a cracked die, or an incorrectly prepared planchet could create an error coin that collectors would later treasure as a rare piece of minting history. One of the most fascinating error types associated with Lincoln cents is the double die error. This occurs when the coin die receives an imperfect impression during its creation process, causing parts of the design to appear doubled on the final coin. Collectors inspect the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the date carefully under magnification looking for signs of doubling. A strong double die error can make a coin dramatically more valuable because these mistakes are difficult to find and highly collectible. Even slight doubling can generate intense interest among Lincoln cent specialists, who dedicate years to studying die varieties. Another valuable error that collectors search for is the off-center strike. This happens when the blank planchet is not properly aligned inside the press during striking. The result is a coin where part of the design is missing, while blank metal appears along one side. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more collectors usually desire it, especially if the date remains visible. A 1994 penny with a major off-center strike and a clear date could become a prized collector item because every off-center coin is unique. No two mistakes are exactly the same, which adds individuality and excitement to error collecting. Clipped planchet errors are also highly fascinating. These occur when the metal blank is improperly cut from the sheet before striking, leaving part of the coin missing in a curved or straight shape. A genuine clipped planchet error from 1994 can attract strong collector demand because it clearly demonstrates a production mistake from the minting process. Error collectors often enjoy owning coins that visually display how minting accidents happen, turning manufacturing flaws into historical collectibles. Some 1994 pennies show die cracks or die breaks, where damaged dies create raised lines or unusual shapes on the finished coin. Over time, dies wear down due to constant pressure and repeated strikes. Small cracks can form, eventually transferring onto the coin surface. In more dramatic cases, large die breaks known as cut errors appear as raised blobs of metal near the edges. These unusual formations make coins instantly recognizable and highly collectible among error enthusiasts. Perhaps one of the greatest dreams among penny collectors is discovering a wrong planchet error. This occurs when a coin is struck on a blank intended for another denomination or composition. Imagine finding a 1994 penny struck on a dime planchet or on experimental metal never intended for circulation. Such discoveries are extremely rare and can become legendary within the numismatic community. Stories of wrong planchet coins selling for astonishing prices have fueled endless treasure hunting among collectors, examining old coins carefully with scales and magnification tools. The color of a 1994 penny also plays a major role in determining value. Coin grading companies classify Lincoln cents into three primary color categories: brown, red-brown, and red. Brown pennies have lost most of their original mint luster through oxidation and circulation. Red-brown coins retain part of their original color, while fully red examples preserve bright original copper surfaces similar to how the coin looked when freshly minted. Collectors strongly prefer full red examples because maintaining original color for decades is extremely difficult. High-grade 1994 red pennies are much scarcer than ordinary circulated coins, and their values can rise dramatically at auction. The grading process itself is an entire world filled with technical analysis and expert evaluation. Coins are studied under powerful lighting and magnification to examine luster, strike quality, surface marks, wear, and eye appeal. The mint state grading scale ranges upward from MS60 to MS70, with MS70 representing a theoretically perfect coin free from visible imperfections under magnification. Achieving such perfection is incredibly rare. Many collectors spend years searching for top-grade examples because registry-set competitions encourage collectors to own the finest known coins for each date and mint mark combination. Auction houses occasionally showcase extraordinary Lincoln cents that ignite bidding wars among wealthy collectors. While most 1994 pennies remain common, rare error coins or exceptional condition examples can command surprising premiums. Some collectors are willing to pay huge amounts for coins with unique stories or exceptional preservation because top-level coin collecting often becomes a combination of history, art, competition, and investment. The emotional thrill of owning one of the finest known examples in existence drives prices far beyond ordinary expectations. The idea of a penny worth millions of dollars seems unbelievable to most people, yet the coin world has repeatedly proven that rarity can create unimaginable value. Throughout history, certain pennies have sold for incredible amounts due to errors, historical significance, or extreme rarity. Famous examples, like the 1943 copper cent, became legendary because they were never supposed to exist. During World War II, pennies were supposed to be made from steel to save copper for wartime production, yet a few copper examples accidentally entered circulation. These coins later sold for enormous prices, proving that tiny mistakes can produce giant fortunes. This history is one reason why rumors surrounding the 1994 penny continue to spread online. Many people wonder whether undiscovered transitional errors, experimental strikes, or secret mint varieties could still be hidden somewhere. The possibility of finding a life-changing coin keeps collectors searching relentlessly. Every old jar of pennies suddenly becomes exciting when people realize that rare coins sometimes hide among ordinary change unnoticed for decades. The 1994 proof penny from San Francisco holds special importance for collectors as well. Proof coins are produced differently from circulation strikes. Specially polished dies and planchets are used to create coins with mirror-like fields and frosted details. These coins are struck multiple times to bring out sharper detail and superior quality. Collectors often purchase proof sets directly from the United States Mint and preserve them carefully. However, even proof coins can contain rare errors, and when they do, their rarity becomes even more extraordinary because proof minting is carefully controlled. A major proof error from 1994 could potentially become one of the most desirable Lincoln cents of its era. Counterfeit coins also exist within the world of rare pennies, which is why authentication becomes extremely important. As values increase, some individuals attempt to alter ordinary coins or create fake errors to deceive collectors. For example, mint marks can be added artificially, surfaces can be manipulated, or fake doubling can be created mechanically. Professional grading services protect collectors by authenticating coins and sealing them inside tamper-evident holders. Serious collectors rely heavily on these services because the difference between a genuine rarity and a fake can mean thousands or even millions of dollars. Coin collecting is not only about money. Many collectors love the historical connection that coins provide. The 1994 penny represents a moment in American history during the early 1990s, a time of technological growth, changing economies, and global transformation. Coins pass through countless hands during their lifetime. A single penny might travel across multiple states, cities, and generations. It could pass through stores, vending machines, restaurants, or pockets before eventually landing in a collector's album decades later. Every scratch and mark becomes part of the coin's journey through history. Some collectors specialize only in Lincoln cents because the series is both affordable and historically rich. Building a complete Lincoln cent collection can take years, especially when searching for high-grade examples or rare varieties. The challenge itself becomes addictive. Collectors organize coins in albums, protective holders, or custom cases while studying mint records and auction results. Entire communities exist online where collectors share discoveries, compare error coins, and discuss market trends. The excitement surrounding rare pennies continues growing because new discoveries still occur even after decades of study. The market value of collectible coins constantly changes depending on rarity, demand, economic conditions, and collector interest. While most 1994 pennies remain extremely common, unusual examples can still command surprising prices. Coins with dramatic mint errors, perfect grading, or unique characteristics may sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars. Rumors of coins reaching unbelievable figures, like $99 million, often come from speculation, exaggerated stories, or theoretical possibilities surrounding undiscovered rarities. Yet these stories continue attracting millions of viewers online, because people love imagining that hidden treasure might already exist inside their homes. One fascinating reality about coin collecting is that ordinary people often make the greatest discoveries. Many valuable coins have been found by beginners with no professional experience at all. A child searching through pocket change, a family sorting inherited coins, or someone cleaning out an old drawer might suddenly uncover a rare variety unnoticed for years. This possibility creates universal excitement because, unlike expensive art collections or rare luxury items, pennies are accessible to nearly everyone. Almost anyone can start searching immediately without spending large amounts of money. The 1994 penny also represents the final years before major changes in American coin culture during the late 1990s and early 2000s. As electronic payments and digital transactions became more common, physical coins slowly began losing their everyday importance. Yet collectors continued preserving coins as historical artifacts. Today, many younger generations rarely pay attention to pennies, which ironically makes collectors even more determined to preserve them for future history. A small 1-cent coin may seem insignificant in daily life, but within the collector world it can represent art, craftsmanship, economics, history, and the eternal dream of discovering hidden treasure where nobody else thought to look. For many treasure hunters and coin collectors, the greatest attraction of the 1994 1-cent coin is not simply the metal or the design, but the mystery surrounding what might still be undiscovered. Across America, and even around the world, millions of people continue searching through jars of old pennies, hoping to find one extraordinary coin capable of changing their lives forever. This fascination has created an entire culture around Lincoln cents, where collectors spend countless hours studying tiny details under magnifying glasses, comparing mint marks, examining color shades, and weighing coins with precision scales. To outsiders it may appear unusual that people become obsessed with a tiny 1-cent coin. Yet, within the world of numismatics, every small detail matters, because history has proven again and again that overlooked coins sometimes become legendary treasures. The 1994 penny belongs to an era when the United States Mint was producing coins at astonishing speed. Huge industrial machines operated day and night to satisfy the demands of commerce across the nation. Each machine struck coins under tremendous pressure, and even the smallest malfunction could create a unique error coin. Collectors often describe these mistakes as frozen accidents in history because once an error coin escapes into circulation, it becomes a permanent record of a moment when the minting process failed. Some errors are subtle and visible only under magnification, while others are dramatic enough to catch attention immediately. This unpredictability is one of the reasons error collecting has exploded in popularity over recent decades. One particularly interesting area of study involves die deterioration. As minting dies strike millions of coins repeatedly, they begin wearing down. Fine details slowly weaken, letters may spread slightly, and surfaces lose sharpness. Advanced collectors analyze these changes carefully because they can help identify specific die states and production stages. In some cases, rare late-stage die errors become highly collectible because they show the extreme stress placed upon mint equipment during mass production. A 1994 penny with unusual die wear or advanced die cracking can attract specialist collectors who appreciate the technical side of coin manufacturing. The sound of a coin can even reveal important information. Experienced collectors sometimes perform ring tests or compare the tones of coins when lightly tapped because different metal compositions produce different sounds. Since the 1994 penny contains a zinc core with copper plating, it sounds different from older solid copper cents produced before the composition change in the early 1980s. Some collectors searching for rare wrong planchet errors pay close attention to weight, color, And sound, because unusual characteristics may signal something extraordinary hidden within an otherwise ordinary-looking coin. Environmental damage also affects the survival of collectible pennies. Coins stored improperly may develop corrosion, spots, discoloration, or chemical damage over time. Humidity, moisture, heat, and even fingerprints can permanently affect a coin's appearance. Because of this, collectors take preservation very seriously. Valuable coins are often stored in airtight holders, temperature-controlled safes, or specialized albums designed to reduce exposure to harmful conditions. A perfectly preserved 1994 penny with original mint brilliance becomes increasingly desirable because time naturally destroys many coins. The fewer pristine examples that survive, the greater the competition among collectors who want them. Another reason Lincoln cents remain so beloved is because they create an accessible entry point into collecting. Rare gold coins or ancient treasures may cost fortunes, placing them beyond the reach of ordinary people, but pennies can still be searched directly from circulation. A person can visit a bank, obtain rolls of pennies, and begin hunting immediately. This accessibility creates a unique excitement because anyone, regardless of wealth, has a chance to make an important discovery. Stories circulate constantly about lucky finds hidden inside pocket change, inherited jars, estate collections, or forgotten containers in old houses. Some collectors focus intensely on mint marks because certain mints develop reputations for producing stronger strikes or scarcer varieties. The 1994 penny was mainly produced at Philadelphia and Denver for circulation, while San Francisco handled proof coin production. Philadelphia coins traditionally carried no mint mark during that era, while Denver coins displayed a small D. Collectors compare these varieties carefully because strike quality, rarity, and condition survival rates sometimes differ between mint locations. Even slight differences in design sharpness can affect desirability among advanced specialists. Proof coins from 1994 are especially admired for their beauty. Unlike ordinary circulation pennies, proof coins are made with polished dies and specially prepared surfaces that create mirror-like reflections. When light strikes a proof penny, the fields appear deep and reflective, while the raised design elements look frosted and detailed. Collectors often describe proof coins as miniature works of art because of their sharpness and elegance. However, proof coins are delicate. Even the smallest hairline scratch or mishandling can reduce their quality dramatically. High-grade proof pennies with flawless surfaces are extremely difficult to preserve, which increases their value significantly. The internet has transformed coin collecting by connecting collectors worldwide. Videos about rare pennies now receive millions of views, and social media platforms are filled with stories claiming ordinary coins could secretly be worth fortunes. The 1994 penny frequently appears in these discussions because rumors about ultra-rare errors and massive values continue spreading online. Some claims become exaggerated, especially regarding values like $99 million, yet the excitement these stories generate keeps interest alive among beginners. While such enormous prices are not supported by standard auction records for normal 1994 pennies, the possibility of undiscovered rarities continues fueling imagination. Coin dealers and professional numismatists often explain that value depends on a combination of rarity, condition, demand, and authenticity. A common coin in poor condition remains common, but a rare coin in exceptional condition can become priceless to the right buyer. Market demand also changes over time. If collector interest in Lincoln cents grows stronger, prices for rare varieties may rise dramatically. Auctions sometimes surprise experts when two determined collectors compete fiercely for the same coin. Emotional attachment, historical significance, and competitive pride can push final prices far beyond expectations. The psychology behind collecting is fascinating in itself. Many collectors describe the thrill of discovery as addictive. Finding an unusual coin triggers excitement similar to uncovering buried treasure. Every coin examined carries potential, even if the odds are small. This constant possibility keeps collectors searching year after year. The 1994 penny represents this dream perfectly because it is common enough to be found easily, yet mysterious enough to inspire endless speculation about hidden rarities. Coin roll hunting has become a major hobby connected to Lincoln cents. Collectors purchase large boxes of pennies from banks and search through thousands of coins manually. They look for errors, high-grade specimens, key dates, and unusual varieties. Some searchers spend entire weekends examining pennies under bright lamps using magnifying equipment. Most coins discovered are ordinary, but occasionally someone uncovers an exciting error or valuable piece. These success stories spread rapidly online, motivating more people to join the hunt. Certain 1994 pennies may also display attractive toning, where natural chemical reactions create colorful patterns on the coin's surface. Blues, purples, reds, and golden shades can develop over time depending on storage conditions. While some collectors prefer original bright red coins, others appreciate beautiful natural toning because each toned coin becomes visually unique. Exceptional rainbow toning can increase collector demand significantly if the colors appear vibrant and natural. Counterfeit detection remains an important issue within valuable coin markets. As prices increase, counterfeiters attempt to create fake rarities by altering dates, adding mint marks, or manufacturing false errors. Advanced collectors study diagnostic markers carefully to identify genuine coins. Professional grading companies use specialized equipment and expert analysis to authenticate valuable pieces. This process protects the integrity of the collector market and gives buyers confidence when purchasing expensive coins. One remarkable aspect of the Lincoln cent series is how deeply it connects with American culture. Abraham Lincoln remains one of the most admired presidents in United States history, remembered for leading the nation through the Civil War and ending slavery. His portrait on the penny transformed the coin into more than currency. It became a miniature memorial carried daily by millions of people. Even individuals with no interest in coin collecting instantly recognize the Lincoln penny because it has existed for generations. The year 1994 itself also represents an interesting moment historically. During that period, technology was rapidly advancing, the internet was beginning to reshape communication, and global economies were changing quickly. Yet despite these transformations, the humble penny continued circulating through everyday life just as it had for decades. A single 1994 penny might have traveled through grocery stores, gas stations, restaurants, vending machines, and countless pockets before eventually ending up inside a collection. Every coin carries invisible stories connected to the people who once used it. Collectors often imagine where old coins have traveled. A penny discovered today may have crossed multiple states, been saved by children, forgotten in jars, or carried by soldiers, travelers, workers, and families over many years. This human connection gives coin collecting emotional depth beyond simple financial value. Holding an old coin feels like touching a tiny surviving piece of history that quietly witnessed decades of everyday life. Some advanced Lincoln cent collectors dedicate themselves to building registry sets containing the finest graded examples of every date and mint mark. Registry competition can become extremely intense because collectors want to own top-ranked sets recognized by grading companies. This competition pushes demand for perfect or near-perfect coins much higher. A 1994 penny graded at an elite level by PCGS or NGC may sell for astonishing amounts simply because so few flawless examples exist. The dream of finding a hidden fortune inside spare change will probably never disappear. Throughout history, incredible discoveries have repeatedly shocked the coin collecting world. Rare pennies have emerged from old collections, estate sales, inherited boxes, and even ordinary circulation long after experts believed all important examples had already been found. These discoveries remind collectors that mysteries still exist. Somewhere, perhaps inside a forgotten drawer or dusty coin jar, another extraordinary 1994 penny could still be waiting silently to surprise the world one day. As the years continue passing, the 1994 one-cent coin slowly becomes more than just a piece of loose change, because every year that disappears into history increases the mystery, nostalgia, and fascination surrounding coins from the past. What once seemed completely ordinary now carries the feeling of another era. Children born decades after 1994 may hold this penny in their hands without realizing it was already traveling through America long before smartphones, social media dominance, and digital payments transformed everyday life. Coins survive silently through generations, witnessing changing times while remaining physically unchanged themselves. That is one reason collectors become emotionally attached to them. A penny is small, but it can outlive entire lifetimes. Many experts believe the future of coin collecting may become even stronger precisely because physical cash is slowly disappearing from daily use. As digital transactions replace coins and paper money, surviving older coins may feel more special to future generations. The Lincoln set already holds legendary status within American numismatics, and the 1994 issue remains part of that continuing story. Millions of these pennies were produced, but time naturally destroys large numbers through loss, damage, corrosion, and melting. Every year, fewer untouched examples survive in beautiful condition, increasing collector interest in premium quality specimens. One of the greatest thrills for collectors is examining coins under magnification, because tiny hidden details suddenly come alive. Under a microscope, a simple penny transforms into an incredible miniature sculpture filled with textures, lines, shadows, and craftsmanship invisible to the naked eye. The portrait of Abraham Lincoln reveals delicate engraving details, while the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side becomes a tiny architectural masterpiece. Collectors often say that coins are one of the few forms of art created specifically to pass through the hands of ordinary people. Even the poorest citizen could hold a beautifully designed piece of national history in their pocket. The 1994 penny also teaches an important lesson about value itself. Most people judge worth based only on face value, seeing the coin as merely 1 cent, something almost meaningless in modern spending power. Yet collectors understand that true value often comes from rarity, condition, history, and human desire rather than official denomination. A tiny minting mistake, a unique error, or exceptional preservation can turn an ordinary coin into a treasure hunted by people worldwide. This idea fascinates millions because it reflects a deeper truth about hidden potential. Sometimes, the most valuable things are ignored simply because they appear ordinary at first glance. Stories surrounding rare coins continue inspiring treasure hunters everywhere. Some collectors remember discovering valuable pennies in old cigar boxes inherited from grandparents. Others found rare coins while searching through bank rolls late at night under desk lamps. There are stories of people paying for groceries with coins worth thousands without realizing it, only for sharp-eyed cashiers or collectors to recognize the rarity afterward. These real-life stories keep the dream alive that another incredible discovery could happen at any moment. The market for rare coins has evolved into a serious global industry involving auctions, grading companies, private collectors, museums, and investors. Wealthy buyers sometimes compete aggressively for unique coins because the rarest pieces become historical artifacts impossible to replace. Even though most 1994 pennies remain common circulation coins, extraordinary examples with dramatic mint errors or elite grades can attract intense collector demand. The rumors about values reaching unbelievable heights like $99 million continue circulating because people are naturally drawn to stories about hidden fortunes. Whether those numbers are realistic or exaggerated, the excitement, they generate keeps attention focused on coins that might otherwise be forgotten forever. For beginner collectors, the 1994 penny represents the perfect gateway into numismatics because it is affordable, easy to find, yet filled with possibilities. Someone can begin searching immediately using coins already sitting at home. All it takes is patience, curiosity, and attention to detail. A magnifying glass, a digital scale, and knowledge about mint errors can suddenly transform spare change into a thrilling treasure hunt. This accessibility is one reason coin collecting has survived for generations. Unlike many hobbies requiring expensive equipment or special access, coin collecting can begin with a single penny. Another reason the Lincoln Cent series remains so important is because it documents the changing history of the United States Mint itself. Different years reveal changes in technology, die preparation, metal composition, minting speed, and artistic style. The 1994 penny belongs to the modern copper-plated zinc era, reflecting economic decisions made to reduce production costs, while maintaining the familiar appearance of the American cent. Even this composition change became historically significant because it marked the transition away from the heavier copper pennies used for most of the 20th century. Collectors often debate whether pennies should continue being produced at all. Some argue that the 1-cent coin has lost practical value due to inflation, while others defend it as a beloved national symbol deeply connected to American culture and history. Regardless of what happens in the future, coins like the 1994 penny already hold permanent historical significance because they represent an era when physical currency dominated daily life. Future generations may one day look at these coins with the same fascination people now feel toward ancient Roman or medieval coins. Perhaps the most powerful aspect of the 1994 penny is the imagination it creates. Every collector secretly hopes for an impossible discovery, a rare error nobody else noticed, a unique prototype, or a coin preserved so perfectly that it shocks the entire collecting world. This dream transforms ordinary searching into an adventure. The simple act of checking pocket change becomes exciting because history has repeatedly proven that unbelievable discoveries sometimes happen in the most unexpected places. Imagine someone opening an old forgotten jar decades from now, pouring out hundreds of dusty pennies onto a table, casually sorting through them, before suddenly noticing one strange coin unlike all the others. Maybe the strike looks unusual. Maybe the weight feels different. Maybe the color appears wrong. That single moment of curiosity could begin a journey leading to experts, grading companies, auctions, and worldwide headlines. This possibility, however rare, is what gives coin collecting its magic. The 1994 1-cent coin may appear tiny, but its story stretches across history, craftsmanship, economics, mystery, and human ambition. It connects Abraham Lincoln's legacy to modern treasure hunters searching for hidden fortune. It reminds people that extraordinary value can sometimes hide inside the most ordinary objects imaginable. Billions of these coins were created, yet every surviving penny carries its own unique journey through time. And somewhere right now, perhaps inside an old drawer, a forgotten piggy bank, a dusty attic box, or mixed quietly among ordinary spare change, there may still exist a rare 1994 penny waiting patiently for the moment someone finally discovers that what looked like 1 cent was actually a hidden piece of history worth a fortune beyond imagination.